In the year 2001, a man in Germany posted an ad on the internet. It wasn't threatening, it wasn't graphic, it didn't raise any flags with anyone who saw it. It just said he was looking for someone who was willing. Over the next few months, he received hundreds of responses, and eventually one of them stuck. What happened next became one of the most disturbing, most philosophically complicated, and most genuinely hard to process criminal cases in modern history. Not because of the violence, but because of the consent. This is the story of Armin Meiwes. Armin Meiwes was born in 1961 in Essen, West Germany. On the surface, he was very unremarkable, quiet kid, good student, didn't cause any trouble. But the home he grew up in was anything but stable. Their parents were married when his mother was 40 and his dad was 21, so there was a huge age difference between them. His mother was very possessive, manipulative, and jealous, and his parents always used to fight. His father abandoned the family when Armin was 8 years old. He just left. No explanation. His mother stepped in to fill that space in a way that most child psychologists would describe as suffocating. She was controlling, obsessive. She wasn't loving and didn't show any affection. She would make Armin to do all the house chores. She kept Armin close, too close in a way that stunned his ability to form real relationships outside her. She isolated him from other kids in a way that was subtle enough to that nobody intervened but consistent enough that Armin grew up without a single healthy model of what love or connection was supposed to look like. By the time he was teenager, Armin had developed a fantasy. In his mind, he has constructed this elaborate idea of having someone so close to him, so permanently bonded that they could never leave, never abandon him in a way his father did, never die and take themselves away from him. And the way his brain arrived at permanent was consumption. If he ate someone, they would literally become a part of him forever. They could never leave. I know, this is a lot, but stay with me because this is where this case stops being just disturbing and starts being something that the legal system genuinely had no framework to handle. Fast forward to 2000. Armin is in his late 30s. His mother has died. He's living alone in a massive decaying farmhouse in Rottenburg, a small town in central Germany. And the fantasy that he has lived in his head for decades has never gone away. So he does something that in 2000 felt almost impossible. He goes online. He posts on a cannibalism fetish forum. He's looking, and I want to be really precise about his words here, for a quote, well-built man, 18 to 30 years old, who wants to be slaughtered and then consumed. He received over 400 responses. Most of them came down were just fantasy. They wanted to talk about it. They wanted to role play and not actually do it. But one was serious. His name was Bernd Brandes, a 43 years old software engineer living in Berlin. By most accounts, he was intelligent and professionally successful. Brandes has his own psychological history. He had expressed to people in his life a deep desire to be dominated, to disappear. He had spoken about his fantasies of self-destruction with his friends. He and Armin exchanged messages for months. They spoke on phone. They were very explicit about what Brandes was agreeing to. Armin shared in an interview that Brandes has his own fantasy of how he wants his skull to be used as ashtray and how he wants Armin to chop down his penis and eat with him together. And on the 9th of March 2001, Brandes got on train to Rottenburg. He knew exactly where he was going. and he went away. What happened inside that farmhouse over the course of that day, Armin has recorded everything on video, all of it. I'm not going to describe the footage in detail, and I don't think that serves anyone. And honestly, I don't think that you need me to. What matters most is the understanding this case is the sequence of events and specifically the fact that multiple points throughout the night Bernd has opportunity to leave. The video showed Brandes fully conscious, coherent, choosing to continue. Armin, by multiple accounts, including his own, made sure of this. By the early hours of March 10th, Bernd Brandes was dead. Armin Meiwes buried parts of him in the garden and rest of him he kept it in his freezer. And then he went back to his life. He went back to work, came home, ate dinner, and for almost 2 years, nobody knew. Armin Meiwes didn't get caught because of police work. He got caught because someone else has figured it out. He got caught because he posted another ad. In the late 2002, nearly 2 years after Brandes' death, Armin went back to online looking for another person. A student from Austria has came across the posting and unlike hundreds of others who scrolled past, he contacted the police. German authorities launched an investigation. They traced the ad. They found the farmhouse in Rothenburg, and in December 2002, they arrested Armin Meiwes. Inside the house, they found the video. They found Bernard's remains in the freezer. They found detailed journals. Armin didn't deny any of it. He cooperated fully. He answered every question. He seemed, and this is the part where investigators kept noting, genuinely confused about why he was in trouble, because in his mind, Brandes had wanted this. Brandes has consented. The trial for Armin began in December 2003, and almost immediately it proved to be problematic for German lawyers who discovered that cannibalism is in fact legal in Germany, and murder required proving that Armin had acted against Brandes' will. But the video, the very evidence showed Brandes' consent. The prosecution's first attempt was manslaughter. The initial verdict in January 2004 was 8.5 years in prison. At the trial, 19 minutes of the video showing key moments of the crime was shown to the court after reporters and public were removed. The public was outraged. Prosecutors appealed. A retrial was ordered. In the retrial, prosecutors argued for murder, specifically that Armin had killed for sexual gratification, which under German law qualifies as murder regardless of consent. In 2006, 5 years after Brandes has walked into that farmhouse, Armin Meiwes was convicted of murder and was sentenced to life in prison, and he remains there today. And in prison, reportedly he became a vegetarian. Here is the part of this case that forensic psychologists still discuss today. Armin was not mentally ill. Multiple evaluations has confirmed it. He understood what he was doing. What he had was deeply rooted paraphilia, a sexual fixation so specific and so consuming that it had structured his entire life around one goal. He later said in an interview that with every piece of flesh he consumed, his memory of Brandes grew stronger, that he finally felt what he had always wanted, to not be alone. If you made it to the end of this one, I genuinely thank you. This isn't an easy case to sit with, and I don't think it should be. If this is your first time on the channel, please subscribe, and if you have a case that you think I should cover, please drop it down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one.